I'm Tarron with Twist Mesquite Performance Horses. Our mission is to create a world-class 2-year-old program that specializes in the reined cow horse. This week we're doing a video with Cinco. This is her 3rd week. We got her in. She was halter broke. She'd been handled, washed, all that good stuff. So she's pretty gentle, pretty quiet. Then just coming in, and we were able to go through the groundwork pretty quick, get her saddled and rode within the first week. So we've been just advancing her. We brought her out to the big pen. So now at this point, we'll kind of review the groundwork we've been doing with her. I want to be able to get my stick and make some noise all the way around her. I don't want her to be worried about anything coming around her, touching her legs, flying around her. Let her know that everything's okay. This is one of the desensitizing exercises we've been doing with her. It is a little windy today, so she's a little more weary of what's going on, but she's smart. She'll figure it out. So we just continue to review what we've been doing. Just keep going here until she stops her feet and relaxes. I want to slap this rope, this string, on the ground right next to her. If you think about it, that's pretty big deal for these colts. Have this much noise swinging around their head, and they're right next to them. And so I'll do it on both sides of her as well. This just reinforces that I'm wanting her to sit right here, be quiet, not asking her to move. My body is not not portraying active body language, and so right now I just want her to sit still and be quiet. We'll review the flexing with her. I want her to be soft, want her to give to that halter. We ride her, put her in the bozal here in a second. I want her to be soft on it and in it as well, and I'll review that with her. But I like that she's just giving her head. She's just flexing real soft, being real soft, not wanting to move her feet. She's thinking about everything we're doing. Another thing I do, just reviewing that she's not worried about this rope being all over her. Stepped on my rope there. Just throw it at her, swing it all over her. She did really good there. This side's the same way. We just want to get it all over her, touch her all over with that rope. Been working on disengaging her hip. I want her, we've done some of this when the week leading up to her, to saddling her, but we want to review and make sure she's comfortable with it. See, she got a little worried about it. we'll just remind her, wanted her front feet to stay pretty still. She's wanting to kind of run off a little bit. I just want her to cross those back legs there. There. I just want her to move that hip, not be running around so much on her front. Come back out here. And same with this side. With it being windy, she's a little more jumpy today, but it just gives us opportunity to work through it, because we want her to know how to act no matter the situation. I want her to stop when I'm rubbing her here. She decides to keep moving her feet even when I'm rubbing her, we'll just go back to it, give her a chance to stop. There. And we've been working on some backup exercises with her. Just want her to back up real soft, smooth, just like that. She's got a little attitude about it, throwing her head a little bit, but she did what I asked her to do. Another one we're working on, we can travel and we can back up further. Doing this one works pretty well. Like her licking her lips, being submissive right there, knowing she's understanding what we're wanting her to do. We'll go back and disengage her hip and go back the other way. Getting worried about it. Instead of backing up, instead of backing up and moving her feet, she wants to run away from it. Some of it is these horses are tied behind me, so she wants to run back over there to where they're at. I'll review these desensitizing exercises with her. Generally, at this point, we want to do an active exercise, an exercise where we're asking her to do something, to where we're asking her to move, and we're wanting to get in here and desensitize her between those exercises, where we balance it out. We're not asking her to do too much, but we're also not getting her too quiet either. We're trying to create a balanced horse where they'll get quiet when we ask, and they'll move their feet when we ask. I want to review our lunging with her. With her feeling pretty good this morning, kind of jumping around a little bit. I want to get a little bit of that extra energy out of her before I go to get on her. She's done really well. She hasn't tried to buck or do anything silly. But she also, you know, when you're training these horses and training these young horses, it's also your job to look at those signs and see what they're thinking and give them every opportunity to do the right thing. When they do make a mistake, then we correct them. But with her having a little extra energy, kind of spooking around a little bit, I want to kind of just move her out, let her kind of work through that a little bit before I go to get on her. Like I said, she hasn't bucked with us, and I'd like to keep that going. There's no reason to let them buck. No reason to let them make a habit of it. There. I'll go get my hackamore put on her. So I want to go and tighten the saddle back up, make sure it's good and tight. So I just did my groundwork with her. I want to be working on that groundwork, getting her to where we're working on those good ground manners. But then also, you know, it gets them in a good frame of mind for us to ride them. So I want to review here where she's flexing off that hackamore. She's getting soft to it. I'm waiting on her to give to the pressure there. I might raise this up a little bit. Do the same on this side. There. When I go to get on her, imagine she'll kind of move her feet a little bit when I go to get on her, but we have this one rein stop on her. Turn this, get this a little tighter. I want to bend her around to me a little bit. See, she's a little jumpy today, but I think we'll be able to keep her in a good frame of mind. So I just want to review flexing with her. I want her to get soft. Okay. Just put my feet on her and we'll move her forward. And I just want to review this one rein stop with her. I take my feet off. She gets soft. And we go again. So I just want to feel this out with her. So another thing we do called Follow the Fence. And I want her to stay moving forward in the gait that I put her in, but also stay on this fence line. So I don't want to have to sit here and keep steering her around. I want her to stay right here, think about covering some country, just think about following this fence, staying on this fence line. I don't want her going back that other way. I want her staying on this fence line here. We'll just kick her up into a trot, let her trot around, stay on this fence line. She certainly feels pretty fresh this morning. A lot of feel to her, which is good. I like that, and we want to keep that. So I want her to get to making sure that she's thinking about everything. So we just keep trotting her along. We'll make a few laps. I want her to keep trotting around. With our camera there, we'll go back the other way. Want her to go back to that fence. Not worry about those other horses. Want her to stay on this fence line. Want her to keep moving her feet. Stay in this trot. See, I'm not working on, I don't want to be working on too many things at the same time. I just want her to move forward, stay in this gait that I put her in, have her stay on this fence line. See, her staying in a trot, that's her job. I have my feet on her. That means I want her to move forward. And then her job is to stay on this fence line and to keep trotting out. And if she goes to go away from that, go off of that fence, I bring her back. So now we'll just go back the other way. I want her to stay at that trot. I'm not gonna beg her. I'm gonna let her get down onto a walk. When she makes the wrong decision, then I'll correct her and put her back. She gets off that fence line, I'll take her back. If she breaks down to a walk without me asking her, without me taking my feet off of her, I put her back into that trot. See, it's these horses' job to do, it's their job to move forward. It's their job to do what I asked them to do, and they do that until we ask them to do something different. But it takes time, it takes repetition. I don't want to beg these horses or pick at them. I'm not going to sit here and pedal this colt to move forward. It's her job to move forward until I ask her to do something different. See, and this is the baseline. When we start adding different exercises in, maybe we do this exercise at a walk, maybe we do an exercise at a trot or a lope. See, I want them to be to where they move forward without me kicking them or without me pedaling them, so then we can work on that other exercise. And so this is the baseline of that. She's relaxed a lot more here, doing a lot better. Now I'm gonna ask her to get into that lope. Pull her to a stop and go back the other way. There. Want her to stay in that lope. Get comfortable right here. There we go. Pull her to a stop. She's kind of bound up a little bit at that lope. We'll just stay with her. Right now, I'm not worried about which lead she's in. Wanted just to move out. Stay on that fence line. I'm going to get a little more firm with her. I want her to move forward. I don't care if she's worried about me right here. It's her job to stay in that lope. Stay moving forward. Only way she's gonna get comfortable is us doing it. She gets a little fast right here. We'll just kind of stay with it. She's figuring out nothing's gonna get her, but I do want her to move forward. Nope, I want her to stay on that fence line. Stay in that lope. I want her to stay on that fence line. Stay in that fence line. I want her to stay on that fence line and just move forward. That's all we're wanting her to do. It's a lot better right here. did what I want her to do. So pull her up, get her soft right here. Now go back the other way. There, that's better. Pull her up and let her rest over here where she's been kind of worried. I don't want to let her rest over there where those other horses are. You could tell where she kind of picked up a lot of speed going back that direction. I want her to as we go, we'll kind of play with her and let her rest and relax in the places that she's most worried about. Make her work in the places that she wants to go, to where it's getting to where she wants to be with us, and she's thinking about what we're wanting her to do instead of what her own agenda is. So now I just kind of want her to get into a trot, and we're going to kind of work on a little bit of steering across the middle of this pen. I want to see a point across the arena, and I want to ride towards it. And I just want to pull one rein at a time if she gets off that straight line. But I just want her to move forward at this trot. And this is we're starting steering right here. I just want to go to this corner, and I want to go in this corner, and we'll come back out. I want her to stay at a trot. We're gonna go towards this tree. Want her to go in a straight line. She's leaning off to the left pretty good. So I'll take her back to that corner, to this tree. Then we'll go this way. And we'll go back here to this other corner. Like I said, just one. Pull one way or the other at a time. Just take her straight to this corner. She did good here. I want her to stay at this trot. So come right here to this, and we'll come right over here to head right towards this chute here. This rope and chute, just at a straight line. We'll take her here and just let her rest right here. But she's doing really well. We'll continue to work on, so for sure we need to continue to work on getting her to where she stays going on that fence line and stays at the gate that we ask her to stay in. and she stays at that gait. Continue working on, you know, those straight lines. We'll continue. I'm gonna get that a little better to where I stick her on that fence line and she stays at that gait that I'm asking her to be at, and then we'll work more on those straight lines where I can just ask her to go off that direction and she just stays on a straight line, goes that direction. We'll keep working on that, and this week we'll work on giving that, you know, another thing we're going to work on this week is just disengaging that hip. Put my leg back there and she gives and get soft. There. We'll keep working on that there as well. But she did well. She did pretty well with all of that. With today being a little windy, it was a little concerning for her. But we just worked through it, and you got to take what the day gives you and work through that stuff. And it's just an opportunity to remind them what we're teaching them, to where no matter the certain circumstances or situations, you can take them back to that foundation and remind them and get them back in that good frame of mind to where they're not too concerned about what's going on and they're listening to you. So that's our review with her for this week. We'll catch up with you on the next one.